Okay, so here we are, and what I've done here, this is not dry. I just got paint on me. This is not all the way dry, but I don't care. Okay, I care. I'll be right back. I'll dry it. Okay, so I have here just one of my disposable paint palettes. I love these things, but not everybody can get them. I actually find pads of them, like this, a pad of them, at my my dollar store. So I get them for $1, and I use them. I like them. You can always use like a styrofoam plate or a piece of wax paper or something, or use a palette. I mean, I have a palette. I just like the fact that I can throw it away. I don't have to clean it or scrape paint off of it later. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do here, so to start with, I'm going to okay, I grabbed a couple of my bottles of homemade art ink spray, or paint sprays. I don't know if they're still going to work. We're going to give them a try though. I also, let me see, as far as colors go, what colors am I going to stick to? Pink, obviously, because I love pink. And white and black. I mean, you can always have white and black, right? And yellow. I think yellow. And maybe some green. Just for some fun. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But not too many colors, I promise. So I just want to see the results with my spray. So I'm going to scatter some things around my page. And so I just have paper clips and rubber bands. I don't have a lot. Actually, I don't know if this is going to be a layer that I'm going to keep, or just something I want to show you, like what you can do, because I'm going to be putting the tissue paper over it, so it might cover up everything, but still wanted to show you guys that you can do this. It works out. Let me protect my labels over here. Let's see if it sprays. It sprays. Sprays like crazy, doesn't it? Okay. So there's my sprays, and then I'm going to just blot with a paper towel. It's not so wet. And then clean everything off. Because it has spray all over it. And there you go. See? And you could do this with anything. You could do safety pins, you could do jewelry pieces, you could do whatever you want. I want to scoop these up and put them somewhere else so I don't get paint all over me. Look, I have the reverse on my paper towel. My brain is shut off. I'm sorry. I know I'm not talking as coherently as I normally do. I'm going to give this a quick dry. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to talk to you about what I already did on here. I'm going to zoom in because I'm only really working on this one page. That didn't really work out as good as I liked. This page is going to get like leftovers and scraps and stuff, but I'm not really doing, I'm doing this page. So, but what, can you see the texture that's already on there? I'm trying to tip it into the light. Can you see the texture? I hope you can see what I'm showing you. Okay, so what I did to try and make the pages less bubbly is I gessoed first on these two pages. I went ahead and did this page since I was already doing this page, and because I wanted the little bit of texture. So while the gesso was still wet, I pushed them together like that, and then I peeled them apart. Oh, they're still sticky, and that's what makes that little bit of texture. So if you're looking for texture and all you have is gesso, there you go. You can do it with paint too. The gesso holds up just a little bit better, especially if your paints are thin. So that's why there's texture on here already, and that was just to show you a quick idea of how to do that. I don't exactly know where I'm headed with this page yet, so I'm going to just get some teal on the background in a couple of places. Paintbrushes. I said I would pick a couple. So which couple would I think are the best kind? So I decided on a biggish one. What is this? A 3/4 inch flat, and just a round. This one's a number 6 round. So I have a couple options. So just a couple of brushes. And I did get my paintbrush wet. I usually wet my paintbrush before I start to paint, so that when it comes time to get the paint off the paintbrush, it will come off easier. It won't have worked into all the way back in to the base of the brush there. So a little bit of water helps, and it helps the paint move a little too. So a little bit of water mixed in with my teal here. Just going to go ahead and do around the edges. And I don't want it perfect, so not too far. As a matter of fact, there's a little more than I want on here. So I'm going to use a baby wipe and get one out of my package over here. I'm going to use a baby wipe to take some of that off. That's not so perfect around these edges. Okay. Now it's wet. And as you can see, I think that coat of gesso really helped, because from the back side, I mean, it's still bumpily, a little, uneven, but it's not bad. I mean, it's really not. I mean, compared to the other one that I did in the back of it, look at that. It's like stuck in big ridges and stuff. This one is not bad. I'm kind of pleased with it. I mean, it doesn't look much worse than the page that I just, glued together. So, anywhoosies. There's no way to open this bag. It's sealed all the way around. Why did they do that? Okay, napkin. Printed napkins are fun, but they usually come in 2 plies. Let's see if this one does. La la la, it's taking forever. Okay, so napkins usually come in 2 plies. And the printed ones, most especially. So you get the printed piece. This is like tissue paper now, right? So you have the printed piece. Very super thin. And you have the plain white. Okay? So, I say okay too much. So now what? Now what? Do I want to use the tissue paper? Do I just want to put the hearts down? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I want to do. I just know that I want to use stuff that you'll have, because I was excited by the challenge. I'm just getting some matte medium out here. I was excited by the challenge of creating a page using very limited supplies. But some of you only ever get to, so I was a little saddened. I'm rinsing paintbrushes and talking at the same time, so you have to listen to this. It's terrible. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, like I said, like I was saying, and I might have edited it out, but I was intrigued and excited by the challenge of making a journal page using very limited supplies. But then I was kind of sad too when I heard there's those of you who don't art journal because you don't think you have all the right stuff. And that made me sad. So I'm telling you, I don't care about your stuff. And nobody else cares about your stuff. Just put something on the page. It'll be okay. Like, it doesn't have to be all the art supplies that you think you should have. It doesn't matter. Like, the art and creating is far more important than what supplies you have. And I know that some places it's hard to get supplies, but everybody can get crayons, right? I'm going to use crayons today because I think everyone has access to crayons, or at least can get some. You know, it's easy access. You can find them anywhere and everywhere. and they're not expensive. So I'm going to use regular children's crayons today too in my journal page, because I want to make a point that you just don't have to have so much stuff. Like, it's just not, it's not all that important to have stuff. I mean, as much as I am a supply junkie and I love my stuff, if you took it all away and all I had was crayons, I'd make it work. I'd probably start melting them and doing stuff like that to make it more interesting, but I would still get some stuff made. Okay, so I'm going to start tearing up some of this hearts. 1, 2. Now this one I'm tearing a little more carefully because I want to maintain some of this pattern. Okay, so now it looks like I stamped it. How cool is that? That's kind of fun. I like it. Okay, I'm going to dry this. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I want pink. I don't have the color pink that I want, so I'm going to make one. It's a little lighter than what I have. Ordinarily, you should mix paint with a palette knife, but we're pretending we don't own a palette knife. So with a brush it goes. Get as much of that paint off the brush as possible. Okay. Okay, so what are we going to do next? Next, I'm going to assume, I'm shaking everything, I'm going to assume that everybody has color crayons. If you don't have color crayons, I guess this isn't fair, crayons, I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I guess my point is that, like, everybody has fairly easy access to color crayons, at least that's my assumption. Is that if you want or need color crayons, you can find them at your local store somewhere. So that's what I'm basing the fact that color crayons might exist in your artsy world. And they're cheap, so if you don't have a lot of money for art supplies, buy crayons. It's okay. I'm going to shoot this with a little bit of heat to dry it so that I don't stick my hand in the paint. But I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to try something. I don't know how great this is going to work, but, you know, we talked about melting wax. I want to melt wax, crayons. So, I'm going to outline one of these hearts. I say gonna. It's horrible, isn't it? It's terrible grammar. So, I'm going to outline and color in one of these hearts. We're going to see what happens. Again, I'm making an assumption that everybody has something similar to what I have. I have a heat gun. It's for embossing, but I'm assuming everybody has a hairdryer. All us ladies have a hairdryer, right? This will work. Just put it on high heat, and you can do this. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Can you see it? Oh, I want to make sure you can see it. Okay, watch. Oh, it melted and now it's shiny. It doesn't take a lot of heat to melt a crayon. So your hairdryer will work. I should have put more crayon. I'm so excited. That worked as good or better than I thought. Okay, so more crayon now that it's cooled down a little. Oh, I'm really going to rub this in there, okay? So And that texture that's on there from the gesso being the pages stuck together really helps drag the color off the crayon. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna do it one more time. Try and do it closer so you can see it happen. Sorry for the noise. You can't see that happen. I'm so sorry. It's hard to get everything on a camera. Do you see the reflection? Now it's like wet. Oh, I'm liking this. Let's do it again. Where? What color? Oh my goodness. There's a teal that's almost like my teal. I'm so excited. Oh my. Okay, let's try this one. My paint's a little wet over here. I've got my hand in wet paint. I don't dry anything as I go. I'm really terrible about it. So, we'll see what kind of... Oh! Let's see what happens. When you push too hard, you rip paper. Okay. So what I'm going to do, real quick, because I can't get any more on there. So I'm going to heat that. And then after it dries, I'll put a coat of matte medium over it once it cools. So that, oh, I hate to get my whole brush dirty. I know I said only 2 paintbrushes, but I wasn't counting my glue brush. I hope you weren't either. Because I use special brushes for my glues, or my matte medium, so that I don't mess up my good paintbrushes. Okay, so lesson learned on wet paper with wet paint. Don't push so hard, Claudia. Not so hard. What next? You have no idea how bad I just want to go crazy on the other page and just scribble like nuts. Oh, that's just gray. Oh, my black, but I want it to be sharp. Or another dark, dark color that's sharp. Purple. Because I want to do one of these little swirly bobs. It's wet and I'm ripping paper. Ah. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay. I'm definitely going to find a red. Do I have red? Red. My crayons haven't got used enough out of this box. It's practically brand new. It makes me sad. I need to color more. And there's too many colors. I just want plain old red. It's not red. How do you find red? Red. I don't know why it's in this ugly color paper, but that's what they're calling red. That's not red. It's like rust. What else do I got? Raspberry jam. Well, it's pink, but it's better. Okay. I'm scared right now that I'm going to rip the paper around this one because this is the one I like the best. It says I heart you in the middle of it. So that's why I want the outline. To be shiny. That's so fun. Okay, I've done enough. I should stop. Okay. Alright, so hint to those of you who don't have a ton of money, I'm making it shake. It's an earthquake. Oh, let me see if I can fix this. Get it away from my table. It's better. Those of you who don't have a ton of money for art supplies, 2 crayons in a hair dryer. Go nuts, man. This is so fun. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. That makes me so happy. Okay, do I want to put some yellow in here? I kind of want to put some yellow in here. Let's do it. I'm kind of leaving the middle open on purpose because I want to put some words. So, I haven't completely lost it. This would be good going on with a palette knife or a credit card. That's too much. Just FYI. And you could do that because, right, like most people have a credit card. Save the ones you get in the mail. The ones, you know, that where they're trying to get you to get their credit card. Save the credit cards. Then you have a spreader, you know, like this one. You know, just save them when they come in the mail. Junk mail can be fun. Junk mail can be fun. You can find stuff, and you can find pretty papers, and oh, don't touch the black, and things like that. Pretty papers. Fun little caricatures on some of those, like, I don't know if they're AARP or what, for the seniors they send, or the psychics, they send out some hilarious pictures. I gotta start saving that stuff. I don't because I have so much junk. I don't need any more, but I should save more junk mail just for the fun part of it, just to show you if nothing else, and then put it away. Get away from it. Okay, gonna dry this, be right back. Okay, it's not very dry, but I don't have any patience, so the next thing I want to do, bubble wrap. I don't know if you guys, doggone, I'm shaking everything. I don't know if you guys do this already, but if you don't, and you're saying you don't have supplies, no stencils, things like that, bubble wrap makes some fun texture. It really does. This is the brush I said I could use, right? So just paint the top of your bubble wraps with white paint or pink paint or whatever color paint you want, and then you have a stamp of polka dots. I didn't put a lot of paint. More paint. There we go. That's happiness right there. Do you see how happy that is? I'm losing my voice. Oh no. A Claudia who can't talk. That would be like the worst thing in the world. You think I talk a lot to you. You should hear what I put my family through. Huh, I talk a lot. Oh my gosh. That was not exactly where I wanted it. Who doesn't love that you can wipe off acrylic paint when it's not exactly where you want it? I love that. There we go. Oh my gosh. Happiness. Happiness in a polka dot. Best thing is, you don't have to wash this. Nope. You don't. You just let it dry. Doesn't matter. Throw it away if you don't like it. That's my alarm says I have to pick up my daughter from school, but I have 10 more minutes. Okay, what are we going to do in 10 minutes? Oh my gosh. That's me rinsing my brush again, all noisy. Okay, I'm going to dry this super fast and we're going to come back. Okay, I'm back. Because I don't have that much time, it's not very dry. That's okay. What do I want to do? I want to write big letters on it. Do I want to do it with a paintbrush? I think I do. This isn't the best one, but I said I'd use it, right? It should be skinnier. It should be skinnier. We'll see what happens. It's a big brush to write letters with. That's not cute. We're going with it. Oh, that's not so bad. Not so bad. Okay. And then, because I have that black heart up there, it looks a little off. So, to even it out, I'm going to do just a tiny bit of black around the edges to kind of just not make it look like it's stuck out there on its own. Be really careful doing this because I have wet paint in my hand. So, on the edge of this book. That's a little better. You just can't stick one big fat black heart out there in the middle of everything without a little balance. It just doesn't work out that well. Okay. Maybe a little presumptuous, but I'm going to assume that everybody has a black marker. They can finish it. And then, what do I want to say? What do I want to say? Well, I definitely want to outline this heart that I did in red wax because I want it to stand out a little bit more. There you have it. Create art, no matter what. Don't let a lack of supplies stop you. What did I use on here? How many colors of paint did I use? I used 2 colors of sprays, which are only slightly visible underneath all of this mess. Okay, so I mean there is a layer under there. You can kind of see a couple of the little things that I sprayed over, but that was more for you guys just to see that you could throw anything down and spray over it with your cheap paints, ink sprays. Then I put the napkins, right? And then I have teal, and I have pink and white mixed, and I have yellow. This is my palette, right? I used the same pink here as I used here mixed with white. Yellow, white, and black. That's it. Like, I didn't use very many colors. I didn't use very many supplies, you have to admit. I did pretty good sticking to a very limited supplies art page. So there you go. There's our journal page using very few art supplies. Please, please don't let yourself be limited. If you don't have a clue what to do with the little things that you have, email me. Email me and tell me, like Susan sent me a message, email me and tell me, look, I have acrylic paint, watercolor pencils, and stickers. What do I do? What do I do? What are the most important things to get? Perhaps gesso, because if you don't have good art paper, you want to gesso your pages in your crappy art paper journals, because that made a big difference. Excuse me. Big difference in how smooth the paper laid. Now that it's dried, it looked really bad and wrinkly earlier. When I first put the gesso on, it looked terrible. So don't get scared. It wrinkled up and then it smoothed back out as it dried. So I have a much better surface to work with using the gesso. So I would say get some gesso, and you can use it for your white paint if in a pinch, if you have to. You can use it to mix with other colors. It works. Gesso and decoupage medium of some sort. Collage Page, that's what it is. That's what I have. Collage Page, can't talk, and or Mod Podge or matte medium that I have. Matte medium, it can be expensive. Those golden and Liquitex mediums can be expensive. So if money's a problem, get some Mod Podge at Walmart. It's not that expensive. A few things of craft paints will work. You don't even need brushes. You can only use your hands. It'll be fine. Don't let anything stop you from making your art journal, because you'll be happier when you're making art. You'll be happier when you're making art. So don't let anything stop you. Please. So I hope this inspires you just a little bit to look at things differently, especially in your discount stores, like my cute little heart napkins that I picked up for $1. I have a gazillion of them. I mean, well, I'm not a gazillion, but I mean, look at, I didn't even use half of one. So look at the things around your house. I didn't even use the cap to make circles, but we could have made circles, stamps, stencil all around it. Sponges from your kitchen. You can tear the edges so they're not square, or you can leave some squares so you can make some corners. That would be kind of cool. So you can do that. Q-tips. There's my alarm saying you better go get your daughter, so I have to hurry. Q-tips. Q-tips work great. If you have some of those, or cotton balls, you can apply paint with those. Get creative. Look around your house and look at things in a different light. You can use string. You can just pour paint, close the page together and peel it apart and see what you have and make a background like that. There's a lot of things you can do. Look to your kids' school supplies. They might have some stuff in there that you could use. Who cares if it's not the right kind of marker? Like, really, it just doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you create something, even if it's all in crayons. Oh my gosh. And if you have some crayons and a hairdryer, like, go melt some crayons. Like right now, because, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Go melt some crayons. Don't let a lack of art supplies stop you, please, because you'll be happier if you're creating art. I'm happier when I'm creating art, so I don't know. I'd rather use very few things like this. This I'm happy with. It's cute. There's nothing wrong with this page. Like, I'm happy with it regardless of the fact that I was trying to limit my supplies. I'm happy with this page. Period. Doesn't matter that I don't have a bunch of stuff on there. I like it. And not just because I was trying to, meet a challenge. I like it just in general. I think it's a cute page. It's got lots of bright colors. It makes me happy to look at it. That's all that matters. So get out there and make some art, and oh my gosh, please go melt a crayon right now, because it's like the funnest thing ever. And I will see you guys soon, creating on the couch in 5 or 6 days. Depends on how long it takes me to edit it, because my cart comes in 5 days, and at the most, I'll be making art on the 6th day. So give me a week, okay? And I will get you some creating on the couch, because I'm going to be excited to use my cart and show it off. So, Susan, I hope this encourages you to go get started. I hope it encourages all of you who don't have art supplies. I'm sorry my voice is starting to sound really weird, but it's because I'm sick, so we'll see what happens if I have a voice to talk to you with in a couple of days, because I have more stuff I want to do, more art I want to make I'm excited about. And I want to show you in that new Fabriano, my new Fabriano book. Oh, so excited to see how this turns out. I'm probably getting paint on it already. I want to see how that works out. I am thrilled about $6 art journal. $6. Like, I couldn't buy the paper to make an art journal for $6 with 40 pages in it. Like, really? And then cover it and everything? Oh, I mean, it's just stapled, okay? This is not the best. Look, it's just stapled. But I don't care. I don't care. I'm excited to try it. Ooh, one more quick tip. Just in case you do make your own sprays, or you use sprays, I know you saw me use sprays on this last page over here, but I used them fairly thin. I didn't go crazy with them. And let's see if they went through. Where's the next page? One more. One more. And they didn't. Can you believe that? Look, the sprays didn't go through. This is the same spot where this crease is. I used the sprays over here. Be careful, because they will come through here. I can't believe they didn't come out on the other side. So, I need to open this because this is not dry. Because I use the sprays. If you're going to use a lot and get it really wet, I do recommend, or if you're going to use a lot of wet paint, or drippy paint, and spray it with water and let it drip off your page, which would be cool. We could have done that too. I skipped that. Like, put some paint, everybody's spray bottle. If you don't, like, throw water at it. It doesn't matter. With a paintbrush, slap some water on it, get it wet, and let it drip. Oh, drip, drip, drip. So there's stuff you can do with just paint and water. But if you're going to do really wet, I recommend putting some masking tape down the middle so it goes a little on both sides of the page. Down the middle first before you gesso. The gesso will cover it right up and then the paint will stick with no problem, but that'll help keep you from having the little crease right here for the paint to go into. So that's my little tip before I go. My daughter's now waiting outside the school for me, so I should go get her, and I will see you guys soon. Create art and post pictures on my Facebook page. Don't forget to like me or like my video right here. Leave me comments and make me happy. Say hi to me. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye.